Okay, so I'm here for Backstage with Courtney, and I got Nick Sturms. How are you?
How's it going? I'm doing good.
So he just got done with a performance, and it was wonderful. What most of you probably don't know is that he's a songwriter, because as you know, songwriters know songwriters. It's not always the big stars that did the work of writing the songs. So tell me a little bit about your latest success.
Well, I wrote a song that was featured in American Sniper. It's called "The Hearts I Leave Behind," and it's been recorded 4 times now. But the most successful version was by Pete Scoble and Winona Judd, that went #1 in February for a few weeks. We donated all the proceeds to charity because, Taya was a huge fan of the song. She said that embodied her husband, and it really moved us, and we were just like, you know what? It's all going to the Chris Kyle Fund, everything. So my most successful song I made the least money on.
Oh, wow. That gives me chills. I'm a big advocate for the military. I'm always working for our transitioning and veterans. So how did you feel when, I can't stop getting chill bumps, wow. So how did you feel when you saw that song climbing up the charts? I mean, obviously everybody didn't know that you wrote it, but there was an amazing artist performing it. Like, how did that make you feel?
Actually, what's funny is I have a rule. I've had songs recorded for, I've been a writer for 11 years with a deal. I've had songs recorded that never made the record, and so my publisher doesn't tell me when I get cuts until it's in stores. So I literally got a phone call. No, I got a tweet from CMT, and that's how I found out it went #1.
Wow.
It was like I was at my grandmother was really sick. I was taking care of her, and it was really cool because it was one of the last days she was alive, and I get the text or the tweet saying that it's my first #1. And so I got to share that with her like 2 days before she passed, which was unbelievable. I don't know. I mean, it was heartwarming. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life.
You are continuing to give me chill bumps. Like, I don't know how I'm going to bounce back from this. Now, I personally have lost grandmothers, and I know how that is. But, you have to say it's divine intervention that it happened, after that day, because she got to see her grandson do something that was his dreams and probably a dream herself. So I cannot imagine. Wow, you are awesome. You have a really good heart. You should really come join us in Northwest Florida for our military ventures.
I would love to. I'm always up for supporting the military.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. And, it's always wonderful, songwriter to songwriter. We know songwriters, but when you tell people you're the songwriter, they're like, oh, everybody does that. And you're like, no, like, this is my day job. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like they just can't wrap their head around the fact that, we're behind the scenes of everything that happens. And sometimes it's very nerve-wracking, especially when some of that criticism comes back. So do you have like a team of mentors or business coaches that you work with?
A huge team. I mean, I've been fortunate. When I moved to town when I was 16, I got my first publishing deal with a guy named Doug Johnson and his wife Lisa Johnson. And Doug's written 40 top 10 hits, yes, 13 #1s. And he's just given me advice and coached me through it for years. And it's just, I show up to the well every day and hope I get water. And that's the end of the day, If someone doesn't like my song, it only takes 3.5 minutes to prove them wrong. So that's all I have to say.
Well, that's definitely a positive attitude because, as you know, I really, really depend on my mentors and business coaches. And that's a big deal in Nashville, especially because it's such cutthroat these days. It's a lot different. That's why I tend to stay in Florida, because in this day and time, everybody's a songwriter, everybody's an artist, and so it's a lot different when you can truly brand yourself and know that you've had the right team and you've had the right people, and no one is doing anything but looking out for your best interests. So I really look forward to seeing more of you in Florida. You plan on coming back?
Absolutely.
All right, great. Well, thank you for having us once again, and I look so forward to seeing you again.
Ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Stay tuned for Backstage with Courtney as we continue to interview the artists. Thank you.